what is the message behind? Exactly. So it's not about the gender, it's about the number of the baby. Only one boy. So yeah, that was a propaganda statue for the one-child policy of China. So yeah, that's why the mom was carrying one boy only, and he was doing this. He was like, yeah, I'm so proud. I'm the best for being the only child in the family. That's the message. So yeah, speaking about this one-child policy, it was a national policy in China since the year 1980. Because back then, the country had way too many people than the resource could take. The government had no choice but to make this national law, that every single family in China was only allowed to have one kid, no more. Then what would happen if the parents break the law? At the time, each neighborhood, there are always some people working for the government. Their job is to keep their eyes on all the moms to make sure no one ever gets pregnant for a second baby. If they see some illegal pregnancy, I'm sorry, it will be a forced abortion. Sounds very harsh, but back then it was very, very common. A lot of lives were aborted by this law. Or if it was too late to stop the pregnancy, the baby would be born, then their parents would face a huge, huge punishment. First, money. They will be asked to pay a lot of money as the fine, equivalent to a few years of the family's total annual income. And two, jobs. They may very likely lose their job. Because at the time, almost everybody in China worked for a state-owned company, a factory, a hospital, a mall, school. Everything back then in China was owned by the government. So if the parents break the national law, they may lose their job forever. That's why, with all this the harsh punishment, the one-child policy was implemented very well. But if you ask, did anyone make it to break the law and had more than one kid? Yes, of course. So I remember when I was young, from time to time, I always meet new friends that I know they got a sibling. So I would question my parents. How come they could have a sibling, but I could not? My parents used to answer me, we want to give you all our love. We think you, being our only child, is the best, you're the apple of the eye. I was like, no, I don't care. I don't want all your love. I just want a sibling to play with, as I was too lonely. When I grew a bit older, they finally told me the truth. Because all those parents have got a lot more money and power than us. So they have enough money to pay for the fine, and they have the power to make the illegal registration for the second baby.